and as a person that is non-confrontational, I don't want to be in no fisticuffs, okay? I don't believe in violence. I'm in love. I don't wake up and choose violence, okay? That's not my life. That's not my lifestyle, okay? You understand? Cool. Inopa? Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our channel. I am JC. If you are new here from Just Lost JC here or whatever. So as you can see from the title, we are doing one of my favorite videos to film because let's get it straight, okay? I love to be in the fields temporarily, you know. For the most part, I live a very even-keeled life. I naturally just balance out all my emotions. I'm pretty stable, but sometimes you just want to put a spike. Sometimes you just want your feelings to be embarrassment. You want your feelings to be triggered. So that's what we're doing here. We are reading something that I found on Reddit, a post. I love doing this, so I read the post to you guys and then we discuss and I give you my thoughts, and of course you share your thoughts with me in the comments about this post. Now this post I'm a bit 50-50 on. You're gonna see when I read it because I'm like, also for those that are new here, what's up? Hit the subscribe button because I'm the governor, and if you don't, you're gonna be kicked out of the town that I govern, which is my channel. As I have to say in every video, a disclaimer. I don't know Reddit, okay? I don't know Reddit. I don't be lurking on Reddit. If I saw it in the street, I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to Reddit, okay?
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
But I just happened to stumble upon this post and decided to bring it here, okay? So, right. I'm gonna start off with reading the post. My first time sharing a room in school, I got stuck with two roommates, A and M. A is black, and M and I are white. I wasn't particularly close with either of my roommates, but I'm a pretty outgoing person, so we at least chatted every day, and I would occasionally offer them a cup of tea from my hot water boiler. This is important because my water boiler wasn't expensive, but it was a trooper and could boil an entire gallon of water in under a minute. One day, A came in, that's the black one, and asked if she could use my water boiler. Perhaps it is foolish of me, but I assumed that she would use it to, you know, boil water for soup or tea or coffee or some other reasonable food-related item. But no, I walked into the shared bathroom a few minutes later to find her dipping the entirety of her freshly braided hair into the water pot. She said she just needed to lock them in, which explained why she had her head halfway shoved into my boiler. She said it so casually that I almost felt bad for the shocked look I must have had across my face. I never said anything to A, but I did confirm with M that I am not the only one who wouldn't want to drink out of a pot that had recently had hair shoved into it. Eventually, I did end up throwing out the water boiler and buying the same exact one because I didn't want her to feel bad. Now, back to the present. It's years later and I am at a completely different school. My friends and I are exchanging roommate horror stories when I tell the tale from above. Now, half of the group howls with laughter and the other half gets an uncomfortable look on their face. One person mentions that I shouldn't make fun of black women's hair like that, and one or two of them nod in agreement. I tried telling them that I didn't care that she was black or that she needed to boil her hair. Hell, if she had just dumped the water onto her hair separately, I wouldn't have cared. But I was confused and mildly irritated that she took something that I drink out of every day and placed parts of her body into it. Our friends are still divided. You can see what I mean when I say, it's a bit of a sticky one, this one. So let me go through and give you some of my thoughts and things that stood out to me. Okay, this part. But I'm a pretty outgoing person, so we at least chatted every day, and I would occasionally offer them a cup of tea from my hot water boiler. This is important because my water boiler isn't expensive, but it was a trooper and can boil an entire gallon of water in under a minute. Okay, let's just give it a pause. Let's just give it a rest, okay? I'm dead. So the fact that she said this is important, it is important because in the next breath you then go on to say that this water boiler was not even expensive. So we doing all of this. Oh no, we doing all that you said with your own lips is not expensive. I just want to point that out. Now, I'm not a person that's going to say what's expensive to some person might not be inexpensive to the other. Who knows? But she said with her lips, or with her fingers, with the fingers on the typing board, that this was inexpensive. So I'm not saying, oh, you only paid $2 for that. That's cheap, because for someone else that might be expensive. You don't know what people have in their bank account. And I'll never be the type of person that would judge an item and call it this or that to anyone else. But what she said, okay, what she in fact said was that it was inexpensive. I'm gonna just put that out there. But also, boiling an entire gallon of water in under a minute, that's, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty impressive, and I could see why she would really love this boiler. Price wise, whatever it was, that's impressive. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I really wish that she would have said the brand so that she never what, like, man's always in the need for a water boiler, innit? Man drinks green tea every day. Yeah, it might be some cookies with it. Yes, it could be some cookies. But the antioxidants and then the sugar, it works. It works. Don't judge me. All right. Oh, another part that stood out to me. Perhaps it is foolish of me, but I assumed she would use it to, you know, boil water or soup or tea or coffee or some other reasonable food-related item. Okay, so hello, everyone out there. If anyone ever starts a statement with, perhaps it's foolish of me, let me tell you something. Let me tell you one thing for certain and then two things for free. You're in trouble. You're in trouble.
Why?
Because with them saying, maybe it's foolish of me, they're in fact saying that the other person that's going to come at the end of this statement or sentence is the dummy, they're a dirty nincompoop, they're a dirty pig, they're a fool. They don't, in fact, and in bed sight. Okay? That's what that statement means. So the fact that she started off that sentence with that, I was like, okay, something's about to go on here. It's like, you can't use maybe I'm foolish and then say something foolish. That defeats the purpose. It's like, you say something and you know it's obvious. I'm setting this up for the punchline because it's so obvious it shouldn't have been done. And clearly this girl believes it's so obvious that this hair should not have been put in the boiler. It's so obvious it shouldn't have been done. It's like, am I foolish? But I thought toe clippers were for clipping toes. But maybe I'm dumb. Maybe I'm a dirty pig. But I thought an Egg McMuffin should have an egg in it. But maybe I'm the dummy. Maybe I'm the fool. Maybe, I said maybe, I'm the nincompoop, but I thought Craigslist was gonna be a list of Craigs. Tell me the list of the Craigs near me, okay? That's what I thought, but maybe I'm the dummy. You know, maybe it's me that's wrong. Maybe I'm not seeing things clearly. Maybe I need the Claritin to see things Claritin clear. 2020. Now this part was funny to me. When she walked in the car, she said she just needed to lock them in, which explained why she had her head halfway shoved into my boiler. I'm sorry, but the way lock them in was in parentheses. LOL. I'm dying because you know sis actually said that. You know she actually said lock them in. Like, who I've said lock them in. It's just the phrase that you use when you're talking about the hair. Set it or lock it in. So the fact that she remembers that and puts them in quotes, I'm done. That was funny to me. Oh my gosh. And then she said it so casually that I almost feel bad for the shocked look that I must have had across my face. So that line right there, I think is where we can see the misunderstanding between the two persons here. Because they're coming from two completely different worlds. Now person A, that was locking in her braids, said this casually because in her mind, she did not get caught doing something that was out of the ordinary. She did not get caught doing something that was wrong. She really just believed, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing. Okay, cool. She said it like that because that's how she felt. Whereas the other person, the person who this boiler belongs to, lives in a world where this is not a thing that happens. Lives in a world where when I walk into the room and I see you, I caught you. And when I walk into the room and I see you doing what you're doing.
Hey!
I caught you you doing something you shouldn't be doing, and therefore apologies should be flowing profusely, immediately, with alacrity. But it wasn't. So to me, that sentence was just like, there we go. There we have it. One person believes this is just a thing that is done. It's not a big deal. This is what I do. It's very casual. When you have this style, you need to set it. No big deal. And she's walking in like, what? What? And I'm sure it would be offensive. Like, I can't even imagine if someone did something to me or something that I thought wasn't right. And I believe that I caught them and I'm expecting an apology immediately, but you don't get it. And you're not getting an apology from them, not because they are actively trying not to apologize and actively trying to dismiss your feelings, but because they really don't believe they did anything wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't get mad at a person like that because they really genuinely don't know what they did wrong, okay? And obviously there are certain cases where someone should know right from wrong. Like, I'm not talking about somebody that stole your goats, okay? That's clearly wrong. So your goat is eating goat stew and looking at you like, what's up? Yeah, you walked in here and caught me. What's up? I just was hungry. And they explain it like they don't have to apologize. That's someone that's very scary. That's someone that's very scary. Because the elevator is not going all the way to the top, okay? You shouldn't be friends with that person. But I'm talking about something like this. Something that seems to harm no one, that you might believe is, yeah, what's the big deal? Someone else might be like, nah, B. With that being said, okay? I'm going to read this sentence. This one, this part stood out to me. I never said anything to A, but I did confirm with M that I am not the only one who wouldn't want to drink out of a pot that just recently had hair shoved into it. Okay, bam. That for me sounds a little bit like what psychologists in the psychology world they would call confirmation bias, all right? How you gonna ask someone else that has the same exact hair as you, the same exact experience as you? You don't even take it up with the person that did it. Now, I understand you don't want to ruffle any feathers, okay? You don't want to ruffle any feathers. But to go ask M, like, come on now. Come on now. I just feel like you just went to her to feel validated, because of course she's going to validate what you're saying. I do feel like if you wanted to understand a bit more, perhaps you should have asked the person that was doing it. And if you didn't want to ruffle any feathers, cool. But don't bring as some level of evidence into this piece the fact that you asked your other sis, your other roommate, and she said, yeah, that was wrong. Don't put that here, because that's not going to sway me, okay, honey? Like, you just tell me the facts. Tell me the facts. I don't need what your friend said. It is like a chicken asking another chicken, do you think it's wrong that the fox keep eating us? I think the chicken's gonna say yes. I believe 100% the chicken, he's gonna agree with the other chicken. But like nature, a fox gotta eat, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean. Eventually, I did end up throwing out the water boiler and buying the exact same one because I didn't want her to feel bad. Okay, look, okay? We're all grown here. Being non-confrontational, that is me. That is my lifestyle. That is who I am. I don't do confrontations. I get that, okay? So I guess it's cool that she didn't bring it up to her or didn't want her to know. Fine. Understandable. No beef with that. I said I don't have any beef with that. But what I do have beef with is throwing away the water boiler, honey. Clearly, the roommate A found it very useful, okay? And since it's so great, it can boil, you know, a gallon of water in a minute. I mean, that could have been a good gift. You could have just gave it to her. I don't know. That was what I was thinking. I just felt like it was a very big waste, and I know it was inexpensive, but still. Clearly A doesn't have a water boiler, which is why she borrowed your water boiler. And I understand that I think this girl shares the water boiler with everyone in the vicinity or everyone in her suite or whatever. But still, I think it would have been a better thing to do with it. But that's just my opinion, and it's not mine. It's not mine. I wasn't there. He's not mine. Now this part is interesting to me. Now half of the group howls with laughter and the other half gets an uncomfortable look on their face. One person mentions that I shouldn't make fun of black women's hair like that. And then one or two of them nod in agreement. So that part was a bit interesting to me because, listen, I'm assuming this friend group must have been a white friend group, I'm guessing, since she felt so comfortable to share the story. And I'm glad, if it were, or if it was rather, that some of these women had the foresight to think, oh wait, is this just a funny roommate story? Or is this a funny roommate story that's kind of racialized in a way. Let's evaluate, let's unpack, let's be a bit more cautious. So great, kudos, you know, someone is doing work, and we love to see people doing the work and living the work. However, I think the story as it stands there, if as a black woman I don't take offense to it and think of it like someone is making fun of black women's hair, full stop. You know, this is a particular hairstyle that does need the ends to be locked, which I have had in the past, but I think it's more so not the hairstyle she was making fun of. I think it's just how she chose to lock it, and with what device I should say that she chose to lock it. That I think is the main issue here. Now, with that being said, she was also in a room full of presumably other white people like herself, and the way she would have told the story could have been different, especially if, like this part says, it was told for laughs. Now, you might not have wanted it to be about race, but as you were telling it, you might have made it very evident that, wasn't this weird that this black girl did this? Like, I've never seen a white girl do this. That's nasty, that's dirty. And it comes off very much so, not just, oh, a funny roommate story, but now I'm actually making fun of the lifestyle and the way I presume black women live and how dirty it might be or unsanitary to you. That's my 2 cents on it, but you lot tell me, yeah? You lot tell me what you think. Okay, so these are the comments to me that stood out. So I'm gonna read some of the comments that were interesting to me. So I don't really know this slang, so you guys are gonna have to let me know. But NTA, but this story is also hilarious. As a black woman, yes, we do need to seal our braids with hot water, and it's amusing that it was a new experience for you. But she still should have used a separate specific pot/bowl to do this, like most women do. You really could have just washed it though. Wow, I 100% agree with that. I think she could have used a more specific bowl or pot, but I don't think that would have helped the situation, because I think that these women or the other roommates just had an issue with her using anything that would be used for food, full stop, with her hair. So me personally, I don't stick my hair directly when I've had braids into the kettle, but whatever I do use to seal my braids, whatever I do pour the water into to seal my braids is definitely something that is in the kitchen. Whether it's a bowl that I don't use often, but I use it whenever I make a salad, like a mixing bowl, or I use it when I'm making a cake, or so, like it's a bowl that is used, like when I am doing that to my hair, I go into the kitchen and I choose the bowl that I'm gonna pour the hot water into, or the pot, whatever it is, and dunk my hair in, and I take that same pot, bowl, specific, whatever, bring it back into the kitchen and wash it amongst all the other dishes in place and use it later on if I need to use it for something else. So for me, it didn't matter whether she put it in a water boiler, it didn't matter whether she put it in a pot, it didn't matter whether she put it in a bowl. I think what they expected was that there's one bowl that you use only for your hair, only for sticking your hair in, because they just cannot associate something that they're using, she's using her hair with, to eat with. And I'm just having a question. My question is there some racism or underlying racism there? Like, if it were a white woman using her hair inside a bowl to do something, would it seem so unfathomable that you could just wash the item and it would still be usable for food? Would it be so unfathomable? Oh my God! I can't say that word. Ciao! Hey, my lips are doing clinkum clankum. Would it be so unfathomable? Would it be so unbelievable that you can use something that a white woman used with her hair and then wash it and use it to eat? Listen. I said listen very carefully and very closely, okay? I'm not saying bam, put your hand into the thing and bam, put your food into the tin, be eaten. I'm saying there's a wash in between. Now, I don't know any black person that dunks their braids, whether they're dunking it in a bowl that they use to eat with later on, or a bowl that they have specifically for that doesn't wash it afterwards. People wash their dishes, okay? Hello? Are you with me? Are you with me? This comment stood out to me because it's actually from the person that posted it. And she says, yeah, thinking back, I just didn't want other people to not have a say in what device they drank out of. If I boiled my loofah in a pot, I probably wouldn't be too comfortable serving people that either. Maybe I should have just donated it and let people live in bliss. Hello! Hello! Now we're comparing apples and oranges. A loofah? A loofah. I'm sorry, what? I just didn't understand the comparison. Yeah, heck no. Heck no. I don't know. Don't nobody want to eat out of something that you put your loofah in. Don't nobody. But a loofah is also used to clean you know, bits and bobs that don't nobody want some of their noodles in, okay? Now, to me, it was just interesting that she's comparing a loofah, something that you use to literally clean dirt off your body, with what would come off of a black woman's hair in a bowl. Maybe I'm confused. And I understand what she means about wanting to give people, you know, the benefit of the doubt, to know what they're drinking from, and for that to be something that is transparent. She's transparent about, and if she doesn't want to be transparent about, okay, just get rid of it altogether and don't even have to worry about it. Boom. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I'm really sitting here trying to understand how she put 1 and 1 together and came out with 3. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really trying to sit here and do the mental gymnastics she must have done to make that work for her. It's just not the same. It's really not the same. That's why thrift stores exist as well, honey. When I go and I buy my little shirts and my 1-2-1-2 ting and ting and ting, I don't know what happened in those clothes, okay? I don't know who wore those clothes before, and I don't know what they did in those clothes, sweetie. But you wash them and then you wear them. You know, so let's just all. Next one. So no one's going to mention that locking braids in boiling water is done on synthetic hair. That might not make a difference for the original poster, but that's not her hair she had in there, but extensions made of nylon or acrylic. The synthetic material that probably was used for the first time was soaked in boiling water in a device that boils water, so there's unlikely no germs in there. I appreciate that she could have told you what it was for, and I'd probably have asked her to use a separate bowl for the soaking, but geez, that's an extreme reaction. Thank you. And I think that's why I love this one. I had to put this one in there. I think that's why the loofah thing is like, I don't know what you think comes off of a braids on a black woman's head, okay? But these braids, why they need to be locked in is because they are fresh out of the pack, okay? It's not a loofah that you use multiple times on your dirty body, okay? It's not that. It's not that. It's new pack of braids, all right? And the same synthetic material that if it's so problematic for you, the water boiler you have, unless the water boiler is glass, honey, then it's probably made of a similar synthetic material. Okay, I have a water boiler. It is the general college kid water boiler, the plastic white one with the blue strip. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. But it's made of plastic, okay? And I boil my water in there. So if I'm so concerned about synthetic materials, maybe I shouldn't use plastic cups, maybe I shouldn't use a plastic boiler, maybe I shouldn't use plastic spoons, maybe I shouldn't use paper plates. I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay, and this last one is again the person responding back. It isn't a matter of the roommate being black or needing boiling water for her hair treatment. Like you said, if she had been pouring the hot water or using a bowl she keeps for that purpose, then it wouldn't have been a big deal. It's a matter of putting non-safe contaminants in a food preparation device. The things we use in our hair can be extremely toxic. Listen, sweetie, if it's so toxic, maybe you shouldn't put it on your scalp. Maybe you shouldn't put it on your hair, your epidermis, okay? Okay. I don't know. Again, I don't know what they think we're using in our hair, okay? But I don't know about y'all, but I'm using juices and berries, honey. And I'm using my oil. Segue! That segue was unplanned, but it was on fleek, honey, okay? If you were interested in a hair growth oil, as you can see, man's got a lot of new growth in it because I'm selling the hair oil. Because I'm selling the hair oil and that. So if you were interested in a non-toxic oil, definitely go check the site. It's going to be linked below. 13 different oils in their jam pack. Was able to transform my hair. So many of you guys have left reviews. I actually ran out of reviews. So if you have used it, please go to OMALICHILD.com and leave a review on the site, which you can now do, and I will be reading it in my next YouTube video. I would really appreciate that. But yes, anyone else that is looking for that, definitely go click that link down below. Now, let me know what you guys think about this scenario. Let me know what you think about this Reddit post that I found. Let me know your thoughts, because I feel like this one isn't as black and white as the last ones that I've posted before, where it's like clearly, like this one is a bit more nuanced, because I could understand where both sides are coming from. So let me know your thoughts on that. Let me know which side you agree with. If you too believe that both sides are kind of right, and in different worlds they would be completely right, but right now they're on two different planets, but they're trying to communicate and it's just not really working, honey. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram if you're interested, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye guys!